Welcome to this week's TDD Weekly Report for the week ending March 20th. First up, I don't know if some of you are old enough to remember, but when you started in computers far enough back, you started with something other than an IBM computer because they were just either not available, or if you go back far enough, they just were not affordable. So I started my computer hobby on a Texas Instruments computer, and then from there graduated to a Commodore 64 computer. Well, guess what? Commodore is back. It's not the same exact company because obviously they've been out of business for a long time, but the people that bought the Commodore name are actually coming out as of June 1st. I'll show you a picture of this combination keyboard computer. The whole computer fits in a standard size keyboard, maybe about 2.5 inches thick, I think it is, and you can order them on June 1st, and you configure it pretty much the way you want to. The base prices for the bare bones, they still don't have the prices up on the website, but you can go to CommodoreUSA.net. I'll put a link to that. And basically what you do is you start with the bare bones, and then you order what processor you want, the RAM you want, hard drive, etc. But the interesting thing about this is it comes with extensible firmware, and according to the people that are putting this out, they say if you buy your own copy of the Apple OS X operating system, you can actually install the Apple operating system on this. I don't know how that'll last based on past records of how Apple's lawyers tend to come down on anybody that gives you the ability to do that, but that is what they are claiming. So if you want to go and check this out, it is available for order on June 1st, and I would have to think that the price couldn't be ungodly high because with computers and competition, people are not going to pay a small fortune for something like this. So if it's reasonably priced, it could catch on. I mean, that sure be nice taking it to LAN parties and stuff like that, just basically pulling apart a keyboard and taking it, although I don't know if the power would enable you to play games and stuff like that, but it'd be kind of fun to see how it works out. It's a cool looking design. I mean, everything just fitting in a keyboard. Next up, if you want to play around with something a little bit that's a little bit more on the macro scale instead of the micro scale, this is from suburbanryder.com. It's a Shockwave flash object, and what you do is you just let the web page load. I'll give you the link, and you just click on the link, let it load up, and what you have is you have a view of the night sky, and then as you click with your mouse and move your mouse around, you'll see different views. It's kind of like as if you were standing on the earth and you had a perfect night with no dust or clouds or anything obscuring, just about the most perfect night you could imagine, and being able to look around 360 degrees without even having the earth in your way to view anything. And you just take your mouse and move around till your heart's content, and you can see a full 360 degree sphere all around you, up, down, and you can see the Milky Way. I've actually been in the Southwest and seen some really good views of the Milky Way, and this is far better than anything I've even seen on the best of nights. So it would be like the most perfect night you could ever possibly stand out and watch the night sky at, and you can scroll around up and down, whatever. And finally, have you ever thought about what it would be like to see two smoke rings collide together head on? Well, somebody actually decided to do that as an experiment. This is from dump.com, and I'll play the video as I end here. But this is what it looks like when two smoke rings collide head on. And finally, this is a video that was just posted on YouTube as of March 18th, but the incident that this video refers to happened back on January 13th. This was in Wetherby, England, and it was originally investigated back then and just investigated as a collision with property damage, because when you look at this, you're not going to believe it, but nobody ended up being hurt, and by the time the police arrived, they were off to the side of the road, so they just investigated it as just a collision with no injuries. But they're reopening after this video appearing and getting a lot of views. I think it's up to 19,000 views right now on YouTube. They decided to reopen the investigation on this. Take a look at this video, and that will be it for this week's TDD Weekly Report. I will catch you next week.
TDD!